If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 24 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. We start again with a game in the Europa League. We did so yesterday, and we were able to get ourselves through to the semi-finals of the competition. As you can see, there's another Italian side in the other half of the draw against Bilbao. It's Fiorentina, and we're playing Chelsea. Arguably, well, not even arguably, definitely the harder of the two ties to get through. I would have preferred playing Fiorentina, a team we know we can beat this year, or Bilbao, who definitely aren't as strong as the side from London, but we'll do our best. They're playing at the San Siro first, which is something we're not necessarily used to in this competition so far. In all of the knockout rounds so far, I think we've played away from home first. We played Bruges away from home, then Liverpool away from home. Then, of course, yesterday was the second leg. The day before, we played the first leg away from home against Galatasaray, and now we're playing at home against Chelsea. So obviously the initial plan was going to be stop them from scoring any away goals. But then they immediately scored an away goal in the 10th minute. Oscar bringing the ball down beautifully from Diego Costa's knockdown. Expected Costa to shoot there, and I wasn't really expecting the ball to be knocked back down to the Brazilian. But decent finish with his left foot into the top right-hand corner, and we're on the back foot. And we say it's roles reversed. That's exactly what we've been doing to sides so far in this competition by scoring an early away goal and making them go all defensive. But I completely got done there by Nemanja Matic. I was expecting, again, the shot to come like we were with Diego Costa, and the pass came. Willian, I'd pulled the defender infield to try and block the shot. Willian was left all on his own on the far side. That made it Chelsea 2, Inter Milan 0. Not the best of situations to find yourself in this early on in a two-legged tie, but Podolski and Sissoko link up well here. Nice burst of pace to get past the defender, but brilliant save down low by Thibaut Courtois. Fantastic reactions to tip that over the top. We're going to continue to try and get ourselves back in this game. As you can see, here's Sissoko again involved. Brilliant feat from him for a second time, and Marco Sal Palacio link up nicely here as well. Musa Sissoko is a good player, actually. He's been very, very impressive for us so far. Marco Sal here decided to just have a crack from distance because I didn't really see any other option on there. Sal doesn't have the strength to take on any of the Chelsea backline, and I got lucky. It went in off the post. Courtois couldn't quite reach it, and it went into the back of the net off the woodwork. But Chelsea came back at me again here. Oscar still twisting and turning, tormenting me at the back with his brilliant dribbling feet. But we were fortunate that his shot was pile-drived well and high wide. So we come into the second half, trying to get ourselves back on level terms if we possibly can. 2-1 at home isn't the worst of results. Obviously, if we could make it 2-2, then we could get away with a high-scoring draw at Stamford Bridge. But if it stays as is, we will need a win outright in the second leg. But as you can see, we are continuing to push forward, trying to get ourselves that equaliser. Lucas Podolski here dances inside. Brilliant shot. And there's so much power in that left foot of his, but unfortunately no accuracy this time. And I think had it been on target, Courtois would have had his angles covered regardless. But Brozovic here plays the ball into Rodrigo Palacio. I'm going to try and turn inside the defender, but they're marking me very well. Try the finesse shot again like we did with Marco Sal, this time through the air rather than on the floor. And it was a comfortable height for the goalkeeper to be able to palm it away. So unfortunately we lose the first leg 2-1 at home, and that really puts Chelsea in the driving seat for the second leg of this semi-final, and they are heavy favourites to go through to the final at this particular stage. And the second game of the episode isn't exactly any easier. We're playing Roma, who currently sits second in the league table, 5 points above us, but if we could get a win, we could close the gap on all three of the teams above us if other results go our way with Juve and AC Milan. And as you can see, we are starting a pretty strong side. It's not my best 11 because a few players were still quite tired after the Chelsea game. You see Dybala's up top this time, and we've got Jonathan over on the right-hand side and Hugo Campagnaro in the defence. But it's still a strong side, a side that should be good enough to at least give Roma a run for their money here, maybe try and sneak a win if we possibly can. They've got Celestin in goal, who's a player we seem to be bumping into more often than not right now on career mode. He obviously was at Valencia in the My Player series in Tuesday's episode as well. So really weird to see the same sort of players transferred to different clubs. It's actually a nice breath of fresh air for career mode because the same players seem to go to the same clubs all the time. Clearly, though, Celestin
seems to go to a variety of different clubs, which is nice to see, although I don't think I've had a career mode yet where he's actually stayed at Ajax. So we'll have to wait and see if FIFA 16 changes the way transfers work. Hopefully they do. But anyway, that's something for hashtag change career mode and not for right now. Though unfortunately, Celestin was still continuing to be the main topic of conversation by making good save after good save. But as you can see, we've been on top so far in this one. I felt confident. Xherdan Shaqiri goes on a really nice run here, twisting and turning. Their defence can't cope with it. Gets into the box, but the shot eventually does beat the goalkeeper. But he also beats the post as well. And too much power behind it, not enough accuracy. And it flies past the post, and we have to stay at 0-0. They've got Jackson Martinez up top with Gervinho out wide. Nangolan into Daniele De Rossi, who's a very, very good midfielder, obviously one of the best in Europe. And he's slightly ageing now, but still an extremely good player and draws a good save out of our goalkeeper there. Kevin Strootman, though, plays in Florenzi. You see the man running through the middle. It's Rajan Nangolan, picks the ball up. Really good shot, too much power behind it. Goalkeeper can't cope this time around. And Roma take a 1-0 lead here at the San Siro. And I wasn't confident. I hadn't really been playing that well so far in this one, and Cillessen, whenever I did get past the back line, have been coming up with some brilliant saves, and this time again the accuracy just wasn't there, unfortunately. Freddie Guarin beating the goalkeeper but beating the post similarly to Xherdan Shaqiri earlier on in the first half. And as you can see, Keita gets the ball into Adam Yates here. Roma on the attack during the second half as well. They actually brought on Seydou Doumbia for Jackson Martinez earlier on in this half. As you can see, Rajan Nangolan, though, after scoring one, not necessarily as strong on his left foot as he was on his right. And they're playing very defensively here, Roma. All four defenders are back, but Dybala, just in full flow, just didn't want to stop. They do get a tackle in, but he's able to win it back. Brilliant feat to get past two defenders, though, by switching it from right foot to left foot. And then a gorgeous little finesse inside the far post to make it 1-1 with less than 10 minutes to go. And then they got a free kick right here in stoppage time. And Daniele De Rossi is brilliant at set pieces. And I panicked all the way until the ball went past that far post. Unfortunately for us, we were able to hold on for a 1-1 draw. So not the best of results, but it's still better than a defeat. And it stops Roma from increasing their gap above us. So at least we're staying in touch with at least one of the sides above us in the Serie A table, and hopefully Juve and AC Milan will drop points sooner rather than later as well. But we head into the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals now, away from home at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. You can see the other game in the semi-finals ended 1-1 after the first leg between Fiorentina and Athletic Club de Bilbao. And Chelsea were playing a pretty similar 11, to be completely honest. I think it is exactly the same 11 that played against us in the first leg. So we know what they're all about. We know they're going to be a difficult side to play against. But we know we can score against them. We've done that once, and we did actually draw a couple of good saves out of Courtois in that first game as well. So we know that we can threaten them. We just know that we have to score goals and hopefully try and stop them from scoring goals as well, because obviously their two away goals will count heavy towards us should they start to score in this tie as well. But early on, they took the lead in the first leg. Early on here, we're going to have the first chance. Lovely feat from Rodrigo Palacio and a top finish as well. And we do take the lead here in the opening few minutes. But 2-2 on aggregate isn't good enough. We are going out on away goals as things stand, thanks to Chelsea's 2 goals at San Siro in the first leg. Trying to get it clear here. The ball deflects off Ramirez, eventually drops back to the Brazilian. Good feat to get away from the defender. Top save. And then fortunately for us, Juan Jesus was there to make the block from Diego Costa as well. So we stay 1-0 in front. But again, reiterate, it's not good enough right now. We need another goal at least. Rodrigo Palacio shoves off the couple of the defenders really well. Icardi with a good shot, well saved. And then eventually, John Terry scrambles it clear, although they weren't necessarily doing too well there. But we are going to get ourselves one more chance before the half was out. As you can see, Moussa Sissoko playing a nice little 1-2 with Nagatamo into Palacio. Nice turn again. Palacio has actually been very good for me this year. A few of you have been calling for me to sell him on, but he's been very impressive. Moussa Sissoko with the first time shot draws a good save out of Thibaut Courtois, and they do smash it clear, but we recover the ball right at the very end of the half. Barely any seconds left on the clock now. It would be nice actually if they had on FIFA, like they do on Ultimate Team, where you actually see the clock still moving whilst whilst we're in stoppage time at the end of the half. And to be fair, we were still moving going forward, because there is our second goal. Freddie Guarin puts us in front on the night by 2 goals, and in front on aggregate, crucially, by 1 goal. And now, if Chelsea score, that's the only way we can go to extra time. because we've now equalled their 2 away goals. So as you can see though, in the second half we're continuing to come at them. Brilliant passing move here, to be completely honest. Some lovely first touch stuff. Hikali sees the run of Cavander on the far side and we have ourselves a 3rd away goal at Stamford Bridge. Unbelievable stuff. I didn't expect this sort of display from Chelsea. We played no better than we did in the first leg. It's just that Chelsea were really, really good at San Siro, and here at Stamford Bridge they just didn't seem to perform. Don't know whether it was a bit of stage fright in front of their own fans, but Ramirez plays in Diego Costa here. That was a very good finish into the bottom corner. That makes it 3-1 on the night and 4-3 on aggregate, but we're still going through. Chelsea need 2 goals, and in fact they weren't going to get any goals before the end of the game. Then we do end the game with a 3-1 victory and 4-3 on the night, so we are through to the final of the Europa League, and that will come as a live commentary later on in the series next week. And we actually have fellow Italian side Fiorentina in that final, and they're right behind us in the league now. But as you can see, the draw against Roma has left us 6 points behind, but with a game in hand. And we also have a game in hand on Milan at the top, although they sit a full 13 points ahead of us right now. So I think the league title is out of our reach, but the Champions League is definitely within our reach. And hopefully Juve will lose their game in hand. Will actually close to within 3 points of both Juve and Roma, and stand a good chance of getting ahead of at least one of them before the end of the season. We've got 6 games left, and they'll be coming up to you next week. But for now, for Friday's episode, that is going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. There will be a Career Mode Road to Glory episode later on tonight as well, so check your sub boxes for that around about 8 o'clock. If you don't know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description of every video, and it's on the About tab of the channel page as well. Feel free to check the links in the description to my Twitch, to my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and of course over to g2a.com as well if you need yourself any PC games or Xbox/PlayStation codes. But for now, for Friday afternoon, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.